Okay, we are here. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining in for the first time, welcome to the family. Please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. Please mark the register present by just giving this live a thumbs up. The minute you come in, just give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that, just so that I can see, are we together in one accord, and are we na enjoyment this life? All right, so today we're going to be talking about fathers who, okay, mothers as well do that, fathers who leave their kids, okay, I think I'm distracted. So just excuse me a little bit, guys. I'm a parent. Okay, parent. I'm parenting. Puno entle. Puno entle. Can you keep it down, please? I'm live. Did you hear that? Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. I'm a parent of two children under 10, right? So you can imagine how that is like. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Today we're going to be talking about fathers who bury their kids with their mothers. What do I mean by that? When you have a wife and your wife passes away, and then you decide that you're not going to be part of your children's life after their mother passes away, you get married, you make kids with another woman, and you completely abandon the kids that you made with your late wife. This topic is actually arising from a conversation that we had yesterday. Yesterday's live was not about that. It was about baby daddies, but it ended with somebody just coming in and deviating the entire topic and talking about how her father took herself and her brother out of boarding school after the mother passed away, and all the privileges that they had when the mother was still alive were taken away after he got married to another woman, and they've been struggling since. So basically that is what we are here to talk about today. I know that a lot of people, when I did like a shorter video, like a short of this, a lot of people were saying that we should excuse me, my darling, when you come in, just mute yourself so that you don't I don't lose my trail of thoughts, or whoever that's going to be speaking. So a lot of people were coming in and saying, can we talk about fathers who actually divorce their kids when they divorce their mothers? And I feel like that one, we've already covered it when we talk about baby daddies, deadbeat baby daddies, the baby daddies who take care of their kids when the mothers are still alive, but when they're still together with the mothers, but the minute they break up, they want to reduce and cut down on the maintenance and all that stuff. I believe that topic's like just covers the whole thing of divorcing kids together with the mothers, all right? But this one is way too deep. Like, it's deeper than that, because literally, if your ex decides to divorce your child, at least you are there to take care of the child. But imagine somebody who loses their mother, kids lose their mother, and after they lose their mother, their father also buries them with their mother because he wants to move on with his life. He wants to start a new life with somebody else. I remember this one time I had a conversation with a lady who was saying that she blames and she hates her stepmother so much because she feels like the relationship that she should have had with her stepmother, she was deprived. The relationship that she should have had with her father, I beg your pardon, she was deprived by her stepmother, because a stepmother continuously blocked their numbers and did this and did that, and he just made sure, and she just made sure that they never have a relationship with father. And I actually had to just say it straightforward, to say, listen, you can't blame your stepmother for the relationship that you didn't have with your father, because your father is a grown man. He has to be held accountable, and if he didn't force for a relationship to actually take place, then we can now turn around and say we're going to be blaming your stepmother. He's a grown adult. He could have chosen his kids over the wife, just like other fathers do. We can't say that we blame the stepmother for the fact that your father could not have a relationship with you because the stepmother used to block you guys. You get what I mean? So to a certain degree, in as much as we can hate stepmothers and say evil stepmothers and this, unless if you were staying in the same house with your stepmother and the treatment that she was giving you was terrible, you can't blame your stepmother for your father's absence, because this is a grown-ass man. He could have easily said, listen, my kids come first no matter what. Anybody who does not want my kids, anybody who does not want to accept my kids, must just keep it moving. But somebody who is okay with being separated from their kids, they need to be held accountable for that. You understand what I mean? So Yeah, so in that's just my 2 cents, okay, I mean, regarding the whole thing of fathers abandoning their kids after their wives or their girlfriends or the mothers of those children passed away, and they like literally just dump the kids with the mother side of the family in the villages, and they just want to live a happy life and pretend as if these kids never existed. What actually gets somebody to be that heartless, you get what I mean, to be so heartless to a point where even beyond the grave you have no respect for the person that you made babies with, so much that you are more than willing to actually compromise and sacrifice those kids so that you can have a happy home. Uthini unembeza. Unembeza is like your conscience. What is your conscience saying about you literally just sleeping and waking up and sleeping and waking up? 10 years go past, you have abandoned your kids because you have a happy family. What happens when the new wife now passes away? Do you abandon those kids as well to go find another wife? What exactly happens? And if also you're a child that was born in that situation where your mother passed away and your father abandoned you, you're more than welcome to come and share your story with us. How did you make it this far? Because I know for a fact that there are people who these things are still going to happen to them. They've not happened to them. Some of them, it's just warm up. They're still going to happen to them. You get what I mean? So basically, that's what we're here about. We have no Loli. Hi, Loli. Hello, Loli.
Emma.
How are you, my darling?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Now I just want to share before someone comes. Okay, now I have two sides. The first one, let me start with this one before he comes. Now I'm in a relationship with someone,
Okay.
and I feel like, no, I don't feel like he has abandoned his kids. He has two. The other one is a bit old, not that old, but a bit old. The other one, I think the child is.
There's a lot of
He's
background
just
noise, babe.
graduating.
There's a lot of background noise that's coming through. I don't know, maybe if you can just move a little bit from the noise that's coming through from the background.
Oh,
okay.
it's okay now.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
I have a problem with him. I even told him. God, I don't understand if it's because he's trying to, because we just our relationship recently February. I don't know if he's like that or he's trying to please me. God, I don't understand him.
Okay.
I even told him the other time, God, I can't have a child with you because as much as I feel like you are boyfriend material or husband material, but you are not a father material. And I'm not confused because you can't have kids. Since I've never seen him calling the mother to check on the child. For him to send mommy and like ke ha mama wa ngwana a kupile until I have to step up. Now because our phone very boile that woman, or you know what? I don't have money, but I will try by all means. Now it's like the relationship is between me and the mother.
Okay.
And even up to now, he's not present. And the worst part now, the reason why my father died. Some form 2. By the way. My mom abazama and so I know that pain of your parent being alive but not being there for you. The damage even up to now I'm still hating. So it had, but at least it's a little although I don't trust him. I don't trust him as someone who can unless maybe
Sure, I wanted to get to that actually, to ask for, do you have a baby?
No, I cannot want at all.
Okay.
If at all, maybe. But hella for now, I trust him as someone who can like 100% no.
So when you have a conversation with him regarding this whole thing, to say, what is it? You said does he have one child? He has two
different
kids.
mothers. The other one, it toxic. Even that's why it's analyzed like both of them, the mother and him, they are not there for that child because it's like that the other woman on
Okay.
and then he's here. I get high. How but the firstborn mama this man until unfortunately form 3 but that's why yes, I understand, but he's not there. Be like an excuse.
So, because for me, does he want you guys to have a baby? Like, is he talking baby language and all that stuff?
Why? It's what I so
Oh, okay. Because honestly speaking, I think, because I can see in the comment sections, people are saying run, 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 run. Ne? This actually goes back to the topic that we've been having for the past couple of weeks, where we've been talking about different baby daddies and what baby daddies can actually afford in terms of them being able to provide for the kids. If you feel like this guy is the guy for you, like he's ticking all the boxes, and you would want to stay with him to a point where you want to start a family with him. Hi, Gentle Giant. Thank you so much for joining in. And you want to start a family with him. I would say that no way, let that baby be yours, you know, because if we're talking about somebody who already has 2 kids with 2 different baby mamas and he's negligent, then if you're gonna be having a baby at any point in your life with this guy, then that baby is yours. You literally, nothing must shock you, nothing must surprise you. You get what I mean? But if you feel like that for you, because remember, what is but again, things scaling over for me, they're like a no. I can't handle those. I can't stick around. That for me are things that are just gonna make me leave a relationship. They're not the same as things that for you they are like that, you know. Yeah. So for you, if having a guy who does not care for his kids is not a red flag or whatever, ne? You can stick around, you know, because honestly speaking, we all know, I know this is gonna sound like a cliche that love is like standing in wet cement. The longer you stand, the harder it gets for you to get out. Literally, you staying in this relationship and you being able to know what this person is not responsible in terms of him taking care of his kids, but still staying in that relationship, it literally means that you need to be realistic and prepare yourself for whatever that happens should it get to a point where you will have a baby. Because I mean, hey, you're having sexual intercourse, at some point you might find yourself pregnant, no matter how careful you are in terms of you being intimate with this person. So should it happen that you ever get yourself to be like pregnant by this guy, then you need to know that you are on your own. You are definitely on your own, because you see the same thing that you're saying right now, that this guy is a good man, is a good partner, like a boyfriend material. He has potential to be a good husband material, but he's not a father material. It's the same thing as me having kids with a guy, right? That I feel like that guy is not husband material, but he's a good father. He's a father material. You understand? So that's why I'm saying, in terms of us relationshiping, it couldn't work out. But with him being a father, I wouldn't choose any other father for my kids because he's doing a good job. So that means that even in your case, if it ever gets to a point where you have to be realistic with yourself and say you want to decide that you want to stay with this person, if you're staying with them because you love them, they make you feel good, you're happy with them, just bear in mind, if a baby ever comes, you might have to take care of the baby by yourself. You get what I mean? And you have to be ready for anything and everything.
But happy again. Okay, I can almost describe it. Maybe that way, but you know, we can like me he's that kind of a man oil kore ha tsena mo botshelong ba mosadi kana mosadi a tsena mo botshelong ba gagwe o tsa his life we ba mo kana gore ya mo or like his mother now, not only ka kanya bana, even plans tsa botshelo bo sometimes ke khona go feel gore kana the way motho a bileng di mo gona ka teng, if I make a mistake, we are both going down. So le a bana e kare ke khanya gore it's not like he's not a present father, how do I put this? He's not a present father because
Okay.
it's more like he's so into this relationship, including bana until now, because ke itse botlhoko ba go tlhoka motsadi a be ke tsena a be ngwana gore a ke itse a ke nka gore a kere o tshaba relationship kana into this relationship. I
Hey,
don't know if you get me.
my sister, I totally get you, ne, and I understand you very well. I feel like the way this guy is, ne, it's the same as the guy that abandoned his kids after his wife passed away. Like the reason why we are doing this live today. Your story is kind of relatable. It's just that your kids are not here yet. So what I'm trying to say is that because this guy is too focused on you and your relationship, like he can't multitask. He can't be 100% focused. He can't take his focus and subdivide it amongst the people that need him, right? He wants to focus on one thing. He wants to focus on one woman. So let's say when you in the future get to have kids with this man, right? And then since you guys are still together and you love one another, he will stick around. He will be a present father to your kids. But if you pass away, ne? If you pass away, the exact same thing that you are complaining about right now, or what you are saying is his character of him wanting to focus on one woman. If you pass away and then he finds another woman, he's completely shifting from your kids. Because I think the kids don't have a mother anymore that makes him happy. He's completely shifting from your kids and he's clinging on to his new woman. You might even find that this woman maybe even came with kids of her own from a previous relationship. He would rather take care of those kids because he loves the mother and he can abandon your kids. You understand what I mean?
No, I understand.
So the danger that is in that is just the fact that should you have kids with him, you are literally a single parent, even if you are with him. I don't know if you get what I mean.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just let Risi in. Maybe and she can try to explain it in a very, very nice manner. Hi Risi.
Okay, so I can't relate to any of the stories, right? So
Okay.
bear in mind that any advice that I give, I'm just giving it from, my perspective of things. So
Sure.
whatever it is, you can object to it. You can also take it with a pinch of salt.
Sure.
Okay, so here's what I think.
You're a bit far
And
from
I
the
think-
speaker, the mic.
Can you hear me better now?
Just try one more time.
Can you hear me better now?
Okay, we may proceed.
Yes. This is what I want to share. And I'd like maybe for us ladies to maybe try and look at it like this, right? Because here's my thing. You may not be doing it to me, but the fact that you're doing it to another woman means that I'm not exempted from that act.
Sure.
So when you see a man, right, and this man somehow happens to not take care of his kids, that means that should you be on the other side of things with this man and you guys separate, he may not take care of your kids. This is also, I think as women, sometimes we do suffer from, he will never do it to me syndrome. I've suffered from it and I've had repercussions from it, and that's why we need to talk about it more. When someone does something, there is a principle behind it. If a man is not loyal to his own children, is not standing up for his own children, how is he going to be loyal to you in the future? And I say, Loli, you are very blessed that you are seeing this now. Like you know what? One thing about you that I applaud you for is your ability to pay attention. Because all those things that you're seeing, they are red flags, they're not orange. They are red. And they stand. And I like what Madam Speaker is saying, that you must also pay attention to the fact that should you have a child with this man, it could happen that you also become a single parent. But one thing that I need you to also be careful of while you are living with this man is that look at the principle behind the things that he is doing. That is very important because it's going to inform you what kind of man that he is. I always say, I do not want to ever associate with people that cannot stand for their own blood. Or let's say now, you pass away and you had a child with this man. He's been a present father to this child. What happens when you're no longer there and there's another woman? You also need to consider that because unfortunately life is very unpredictable. So when you are with a man and he's treating you right, also look at how he treats the people that he's no longer on good terms with, because that will tell you so much more of his character and principle than the love that he's showing to you. It happens very often that men just walk away and they forget that they've had children when their wives have passed. And I'm sorry, but also, women also do it. Women remarry, and then those kids become burdens, and then they just dump their kids elsewhere.
Sure.
So this goes to both men and women. Principle, guys, values. You want to marry and be with a partner that has got values that are not hugged by the relation that they have with you. They need to have values that do not rely on anyone else but themselves. So, Loli, please be careful with this man. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you can, you've got so many options to stay with this guy and bear the repercussions, or maybe leave him and not bear the repercussions. All of it is on you, but just be careful. You know what? You are blessed. There's women who they've seen this and then they're like, he's gonna change, he's a good man, he's a good boyfriend, and then a child happens, and then now you also baby mama number 3, you're going through the same situation.
Yeah.
So count your blessings and see how you can protect yourself from every situation, because in as much as I love that Madam Speaker is having these conversations, you do not have to experience something in order for you to have a lesson. Sometimes just dodge the bullet from listening to someone else's story. And that's why these lives are so important, because you tend to learn. So if someone says, this happened to me, you tend to have a better way to navigate it. So now that we are having this conversation, also take 1 or 2 things, and it may actually save you from a lot.
Man, I thank you so much for what you just shared with us, Risi. I couldn't agree more, I couldn't agree more. And I feel like, to a certain degree, as you are sharing with us, I'm thinking to myself, it seems like having a man who already has a child, it's a blessing to a certain degree, because then you get to see how he treats this child is how he's going to treat your other kids. Because if you are baby mama number 1, you are so shocked because everything is being experienced through you, experiencing everything firsthand, because you didn't even know before you had kids with this person that this is how they're actually going to behave after they have kids with you. So yeah, thank you so much, Gentle Giant, my brother. It's always a pleasure. I always get excited when you request to join the live.
Hi, ladies. Good evening. How are you, ladies?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm blessed. Thanks for asking. It's always a pleasure, Madam Speaker, coming to your platform. One thing, I'll speak from a man's perspective. I always tell women that men are very honest. They'll show you who they are from the word go. And they will never rob themselves from showing themselves who they are. So what I wanted to say is that so many times we are blinded by love. We are blinded by the word love, and we forget that before love, there's so many fundamentals and values that we need to take into consideration. When you meet a person, we adults now, let's not take love and put it up there. We adults, we sit down, we discuss issues. What are your values and principles when it comes to family? How do you want to raise your kids? How many kids do you want to have? Let's forget about shoe size. Let's forget about your favorite color. What do you do? What's your hobbies? Those will come up as we get to know each other. But most important things, your spiritual beliefs, your religion, those things build family. Those things are, you tend to know a person's character through that. So when you say to a person that I will love you for who you are and what you are, it means you will live with that for the rest of your life. You must remember and keep into mind that if in any chance you have a child with this man, and one day, God forbid, you will leave this earth, that child will be thrown out of the house. That child will end up being like other kids, homeless. That child will be a broken child and will raise a generation of broken kids. So many times we need to break the curse and break generational curse and break that negativity and mindset of saying, you know what, people will change. And I always say, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. If a person shows you who they are, believe them. Don't want to, what about when a small child, you tell them, Nana, shashamo, and they go and experience it, they burn. The pain that comes there, it's worse than when they want them. I must say, when I say, when he says to you, you are fortunate you've seen it before you've done it. You are fortunate that you get advice before you go inside. You are fortunate that you are able to say, I want to duck the bullet before you do it. So many times we go into relationships with bulletproofs and say we are protected, but we not bear in mind that your head is not protected. You don't bear in mind that your limbs are not protected. The only thing that you think you're protecting is your heart. But you must remember that you have so many organs that you have on your body. It's about you, and it's about you getting injured. When you get shot, it's you who will feel the pain. The next person who pulls the trigger does not feel anything because they know what they want. What I'm trying to say is that when you take yourself and you put yourself in a situation or circumstance, you know what you are doing. At this moment in time, you are saying all the right things and saying, he's a good guy, he's loving, he's that. But are you going to be able to live with that negative thing the rest of your life and say, he's loving, but he's not a family man. He's a provider, but he doesn't want kids. He hates kids. But what about you? Sometimes you have to be selfish with yourself. Sometimes you have to put yourself first and say, in the next 10 years, where do I see myself with this man? These days, we do not date for fun. We do not date for intimacy. We do not date for love, but we date forever. Find someone who would say, I always say, find someone for not what they would do for you, but what they will sacrifice for you. If that man is willing to say to you, I will have a child with you, and I will love that child, and you can see that, then with all beings, do it. But if that man says, I stick by my ground and this is what I want, then you need to know where you want to be. Look at yourself first and look at what you want in the future and the next 10 years. And I tell so many women in this platform that, Banna, let me tell you something. Men never rob themselves. Men, they will show you who they are from the word go. If a man wants to spend the rest of their life with you, they will show it. If a man can meet you and be with you for 3 years and not marry you, and meet a woman for a month and marry them, because they know what they want. They don't rob themselves of the ability of their happiness, of what they want. If you find a man who you love me for who I am, he will continue. And you say tomorrow, he doesn't sleep at home, but you found him like that. You need to know, if I get someone and I put that someone in my life, you need to love them for who they are and appreciate them for you. You'll be fortunate if they change. But if they don't change, you must know, I will live with them for life the way they are.
Sure. And now, my brother, with what you're sharing with us right now, to a certain degree, I feel convicted. I'm even getting goosebumps, because some of the things that you're it's like you're calling me out right now. Especially when you say things like, what is the color? What is your favorite color? And all that stuff. We look at these mere things that don't even matter. They won't even matter in the long term, and in the long run. And also another thing I'm thinking, you see, we meet in a club, right? And when we now get married after whatever, let's say we meet in a club and we literally feel like, okay, this is my soulmate, me and this guy, we gel, we get married after 2 months or 3 months or even a year. And then I decide to stay home. Or this whole thing of now all of a sudden I must be the wife material, I must be serious now, I must cut my friends now, I don't have, my husband is my best friend, I don't have any friends, I now stay in the house. When you continue living your life, I don't even know how to put it, but there's this thing of us compromising ourselves as a gesture of love to somebody who is not compromising themselves for anybody.
Done. So many times we confuse that. We confuse that so much because you must remember, as a man, but a man does not change for a woman. A man changes for themselves.
Sure.
I know people change for a fact. Why? My father, my biological father, I grew up, he was an abusive man, physically. We were even thrown out of the window some point to go next door so that we are protected. Then my mother gets the beating out, hear my mother scream. Today, that very same man, he wouldn't hurt a fly. True. Today, that very same man, is a preacher at church. Today, that very same man, he's a perfect gentleman, does not scream, does not shout. Regardless what my mother would say to him, he would still come down and even go to the shop, go to stock sweets and say, I apologize, my wife.
Wow.
That's, people change for themselves, but not for the next person. He decided, I'm going to take a different path in life. Because I did sit down with him and say, what made you change? Because I used to hate you, but today you became my role model because of the man you are today. What made you change? He said to me, I've realized that I'm not only hurting the people I love, but I'm also hurting myself. I'm taking that anger that I grew up with without a father and a mother, I'm taking it out on the wrong people. I decided that in order for me to have love, I need to love.
Phew.
Love reciprocates. For a man to have love, he needs to know how to love first.
Yeah.
For a man to know how to be respected and have submission, he needs to respect that woman and be able to provide to that woman. When I say provident, I'm not talking about materialistic stuff, but I'm talking about providing love, security, providing things that matter in relationship, providing that warm home that when that woman comes home, he feels safe.
Sure.
So that woman, when he comes home, he can say, I submit to you because of what you give to me. So many times women don't understand the word submission and they misuse it. Submission, we grew up. Now, personally, it was abuse because women would submit, but they wouldn't know why they're submitting. Today, women know why they're submitting. For you to submit, you analyze how a man loves you, treats you, and values you, and then you submit to that. If that does not make sense to you, never submit. You need to love yourself to know what you want and when you stand in life.
Sure.
Before you say, I do, and that man, when he kneels down on you, say, will you need to know, what am I getting myself into? I've been married, I'm divorced. Madam Suga has been married and divorced. He knows what he went through, and he knows what he values and wants now. Same with me. That's why I practice higher and fire, because immediately when I see a red flag, I move on. Immediately when I see a red flag, I don't want to experience the same thing. I move on. I hire and fire.
Sure.
Probation period plays a big role in my life. Why? Because I value myself more than I value the next person. If the next person values themselves more, then I'll appreciate that person.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I have a video in my drafts where I was talking about the hiring and firing. So I'm laughing now because of what you're saying. I had a conversation with a friend during the day, right? Where we're talking about how some people don't know how to love. So what they do is, when you show them love, they take advantage of your love and they take you for like a stupid fool because they are not used to love. And some people move from not knowing love to being obsessed, to being control freaks, because that stage of them just understanding what love is and absorbing love. Because remember, for a lot of us, especially with us women, right? We feel like us being able to say, for me to be able to say, I love you, like I said initially, that I need to be able to compromise myself and do things for you, just for you to see that I love you, because I don't know what love is for myself. So if I don't know what love is for myself, I don't even know how to receive other people and what they give me as love.
Yes, definitely. You need to know how to love yourself first, so that when that love comes to you, you know what it is.
Ah, man. Yo, thank you so much. Risi, I saw you unmuting yourself there.
Yes. With the point that you just made, I just wanted to maybe gain like some clarity.
Yeah.
That do you not think that conditioning plays a very huge role in our understanding of love?
Sure.
I'm asking this question premised on the fact that I think love is known to be different things to different people based on their circumstances, surroundings, and backgrounds. So is it that they don't know love, or maybe they know the toxic side of love? And one of the most important things that you mentioned is how, women will want to do things over self-sacrifice and just go through the most to show that they love you. Could it not be that when they were growing, there's a saying that a woman holds a knife, with their hand and all those things. And now when you're an adult, you then feel like in order for you to show that you're a woman that is deserving of love, you need to take it. So most of the things that I think we are facing now, it's a conditioning matter. And some people are going to be willing to place themselves in a space to unlearn, and some people are going to say it's cultural tradition.
Yeah.
I always say I catch a lot of fire for some of the things that I say, because I often tell people that I love my ancestors and I praise my ancestors a lot because they created culture and tradition for the time that they were living in to suit the time that they were living in. But I think we are the lazy generation that we don't want to create our own cultures and traditions. We want to take it exactly how they were doing it, forgetting that it is no longer that time now. Now it's a different time, which requires a transition, which requires us to look at how are we living now and how do we then build our own cultures, our own traditions for this generation. But that is a conversation, I guess, for another day that we can have.
Yeah.
But now I think as ladies, honestly speaking, back to the topic at hand, if you love and honor yourself, you will not associate with a man that cannot love and honor his own children.
Sure.
I'm sorry, like for me, I just feel like I care about how you treat other people. It's the same thing as I think the other conversation as you were having friendship betrayals. I'm not sure if you had that conversation yet. I couldn't join. But
Oh no
I
no no!
feel
We haven't had the friendship betrayal topic. I think we might
okay.
have it maybe next week Thursday.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
I feel like how someone talks to you about their other friend shows you their character and shows you their value.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. How someone talks to you about the mother of their child shows you their character. Because let me tell you, you're going to be on the other side of the love that you guys have, and he will be telling another woman
Yeah.
these things. So look at what they say. Look at how they treat people that they no longer care about. Because here's my thing. I can stop loving you, but I can still grant you the respect that you deserve as the father of my kids. I no longer love you. Our love has failed us, but I will respect you on the basis that you are a human being.
Yeah.
So that means that I'm not going to send you text messages swearing at you. I'm not going to be calling you names, because you are a human being and you deserve to be treated like one.
Yeah.
So when he is not treating the mother of his kid with respect, he is failing to see that she's a human being.
Sure.
When she is not treating the father of her kids with respect, he's failing to see that that man is also a human being. So you need to see how people navigate that situation, how people treat each other in that situation, because that will tell you character. Because my thing is, if someone is your enemy and you treat them badly, what then happens when I'm your enemy? I also going to treat me badly. And also, if you love your children and you care about the best interest of your children, should you not care about who they are related to? And unfortunately, who they are related to is that man or that woman that you no longer... Okay,
Yo, you know what? I can't even remember what I wanted to say, ne? But I wanted to say something along the lines of, sometimes you find even couples ganging up against the baby mama. The husband and the wife, we are both calling the baby mama like, hey, Wena, we don't have money for you here, Wena, this and that. Forgetting that tomorrow you might be an additional baby mama. You need tips from that other baby mama to deal with maintenance.
Yeah, true. And what Mangobeni has said is very powerful, that you need to be human in order for you to treat other people like human. Humanity comes a long way. Me having an ex-wife and having children with her has nothing to do with me and my anger.
Sure.
I need to move past that and say to myself, at the end of the day, we've got kids that we need to raise. At the end of the day, we need to communicate for those kids, and we need to be civil with each other. I need to also, at the same time, respect her in her absence. I need to protect her in her absence. Even though when my kids talk something about them, saying, that's your mother, you don't say that.
Sure.
That what Mangobeni is very powerful. What she says is very powerful. So many people fight their battles through their children,
sure,
and forgetting that they are breaking their children. The African proverb says, when two elephants fight, the grass is the one that gets injured.
Yeah.
You must remember that when you as parents cannot co-parent and be able to respect each other, be human beings to each other, and be able to protect each other from your present partners, then you know how it's going to affect your kids. These kids will jump over to this home and go home to this home. They will learn different values from both families. But one thing they should take out from there, it's respect, love, and honoring each other. That's it. When they leave that home and say, you know what, I grew up in this home and that home, but one thing I took out from those two homes is that they respected each other. Regardless, I had so many mothers, regardless, I had two mothers, regardless, I had two fathers, but what I took out from these two families, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
We forget that these kids, they learn quickly.
Yeah.
You know, I used to tell people a story that one day I was sitting outside, I grew up in Tembisa, and I see these two kids, they are playing. One is holding a bottle, you know, he's saying, yeah, no, I'm trying to be acting, you know, holding a bottle as if he's drunk. I'm trying to This other one now is shocked, what's happening now? So I said to this other friend of mine, he said, you see the way that child is behaving? He saw it from somewhere.
Sure.
And where he saw it, he's acting it. We need to be careful what we do and how we act in front of our kids. What we say in front of our kids. Because tomorrow, they will act the very same way you are acting.
Yeah.
Children do not know God. They know God through you. You are their God. When they don't learn anything, spirituality, when they don't learn anything from you to grow with, they'll grow with that thing that you instill in them, whether it's negative or positive. When they grow, they'll grow with that thing.
Yeah.
And that affects you. You know, upbringing is very much important. I married a woman. I'm not going to talk bad about her. She was a wonderful woman and she's a wonderful mother. But we were two different characters. Compatibility, we didn't click. I was one person, I grew up in a home whereby I had a mother and a father. They were affectionate. I took that and I ran with it. When I got into marriage, I found a woman who grew up with a single mother. He doesn't understand it. When I act upon that, she rejects it because she's afraid of it. Why? She doesn't know it. I want to change her to suit me. Once you marry someone, once you marry someone and you want to change them to suit you, it will never happen.
Yeah.
They might change for you, but one day that heart will betray them and they will turn back and say they changed. And when they change, you come back, you call family meetings or, he used to be like this, now she changed. No, they are being themselves. You change them to suit yourself. So many times we want to change people so that they can fit in our lives, but yet we forget they need to live their lives and be themselves. I wanted to change my ex-wife to be what I want her to be. She wanted to change me to be what she wants me to be.
And
causes conflicts.
You know what the funny thing is here, my brother. It's because I'm so convicted. I'm sure you can see by my facial expression, Uriah. No, you are really hammering me today. I'm so convicted because exactly what you're saying is what I used to do and what I attempted to do for the 10 years that I was married, right? Where I felt like I needed to change this person or make them see the light and come into the light, of which I attempted that. It succeeded for a couple of years, then back to where I found them. The thing is, usually when we do those type of things, our intentions are good. We are thinking in our heads, you don't have any malicious intents. You are thinking you're doing that and that's going to benefit your family, you know? So because your intentions are good, you are always thinking, no, it's the right thing to do. And because my intentions are good and it's going to benefit my family, then I should keep doing it. Without actually understanding the fact that, no, in as much as your intentions are good, this is an entire human being. This is not a doll. This is not an object. It's a human being that comes manufactured the way that they've been manufactured, and if they're not aligning with you from the get-go, you can attempt the energy and whatever. If it's still there, they can try to please you, but when they tire of living the life that you want them to live, they're gonna go back to themselves.
True.
Yeah,
very true. Everything on this earth is made for a purpose. You cannot take a remote and make it a cell phone, as much as you cannot do the other way around. Everything, even as human beings, we are unique human beings. I mean, Zulu says, we go to Isasemanzi. You cannot change an adult when they are old. An adult changes because of the process of metamorphosis. Why? They decide to change.
yeah.
I need to change. As I grow, I change because why? I experience different things in life. I gain wisdom.
Yeah.
I gain knowledge. I change because I decide, I don't need friends anymore. That's my decision. It has nothing to do with my wife or my partner. I decide, that's my decision. It has nothing to do with my partner. But once you can force someone to change because you want them to suit you, you'll end up breaking them.
Yeah.
Once you break them, I lost myself trying to change myself so that I can fit in my marriage. The most painful part about losing yourself is finding yourself. It takes time finding yourself. It takes time from knowing yourself. I even forgot what size I wear. I went to the shop, I'm like, yo, Concha, what size do I wear? Why? Because you need to get to know who you are first. You look at yourself in the mirror, you don't recognize yourself. You will change hairstyle, you don't even recognize it because you wanted to please someone. But once you can do things to please you before you please someone, then you will know you are on the right track. Sometimes do things for you so that you know tomorrow I won't regret anything. But once you do things because you want to please someone, it will hurt you. I've tried it. One moment I went into her phone, I found a guy who was muscular. Now I've got a big tummy. I'm quite a giant. I found a guy in the phone, muscular, 6 packs and all that. I started joining the gym and I hate the gym. That guy was yellow boned. I even thought about bleaching. People laugh at me when I say this, but I thought about it like literally. Why? Because I wanted to stay in marriage. Why? Because I didn't want to lose this woman. Why? Because I thought deep down inside there's no other better than what I have. So many times we've got fear of letting go. We've got fear of unknown. We've got fear of going out there and moving from a comfort zone. Why? Because we fear that we might not find better. Better the devil I know. But yet that devil you know kills you. That devil you know destroys you. That devil you know changes you. Sometimes life yourself enough to say, I want to go out there. And you know what? I did that. I went out there and today I'm a better person. Today I'm a better man and I know what I deserve.
Ooh, my brother. I shame. Man. Hey.
You said a lot. I feel like for some of the things, he's also coming for me personally. You know, when you go through that self-analyzing moment, you're like, hey.
Yeah. Hi, my brother, you coming for all of us today? Are you definitely coming for all of us? Like, hey, listen, I couldn't have said it better myself because wow. Hey, nothing. I have nothing under general, guys. Is there anybody who has anything to say under general? Because I have nothing to say. You have said a mouthful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I always get excited when you join my lives. Thank you so much for joining in and sharing with us, guys. I have to love you and leave you now. It's almost 8 o'clock today. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cut it short because I was expecting people to come in and share their stories, you know, of whatever challenges they're having so that we can, you know, talk about that and see if we can help each other. But what we shared today, you were dropping gems. Riri, you were dropping gems. My gentle giant, you were dropping gems. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. I think we're gonna have to end it here for today. For those who missed some parts of the lives or the gems which were being dropped here, you're more than welcome to hop over to YouTube and just watch the whole thing that side. Until we do maybe another random live before we do the Thursday one where we're gonna be talking about friendship betrayals. Okay. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you guys. God bless you all.
God bless you.
Keeping something before you leave.
Yeah.
You had spoken about how sometimes, you know, the wife and the husband can sometimes gang up on the baby mama.
Sure.
Just not to obviously share a lot, ne? You know, there's a couple now that my family is dealing with their divorce. The way this woman is trying to get this man to pay maintenance, but she's like, yeah, you were not supporting your other child. I'm like, okay, he wasn't supporting his other kids, but when you stayed 16 years knowing that he's not doing that, now that he's doing it to you, you're bringing it as a weapon. Did you not see the 16 years before you even got together that this man hasn't been taking care of his other kids? This goes to say that no matter how long it takes, if he's treating someone else inhumanely, if she is treating someone else inhumanely, it is just a matter of time with you. Please be careful. Watch out. Just watch. If this woman is saying, no, he can't see my kids, I don't want him near my kids, and you are staying when as a stepfather and you think you're secured, have kids with that woman. You will be fighting for access to see your kids.
Yo. My sister.
Let me not waste your time, Madam Speaker, because I've got a lot to say, but I'll still join another live.
Okay, you'll join please join us next week, because I love the way you drop gems. Riri, you have said a mouthful. I wish Loli was still here. I hope she's going to be able to go watch the full video on YouTube so that she can hear what you just shared. And everybody else who's thinking Horibona, they are like titanium, bulletproof, they are better. Yes, a man can change for whoever they want to change for, and I'm that person. Some of these things they don't even need you to say. A man can change for you. A man can change for himself, like our gentle giant has already said. And if you see red flags, it's not orange. Red is red. Eventually, it's gonna get to you. Thank you so much. I want to end the live now, and I'm having an awkward moment. But guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. We'll meet on the next one. Sharp.